Okay, so this Freewing F-86 Sabre jet, 700mm 64mm EDF, has been a huge disappointment for me. And if you've watched the review, you know in the end I ended up cutting out holes on the side of the fuselage, air inlet holes, because it appears the CDF unit was being starved of air. There just isn't enough airflow through the main inlet. And my load meter says that's the case, because after I cut the inlets into the fuselage and ran it up to full throttle, on a load meter it was pulling 2.5 fewer amps. So the motor was obviously was not working as hard to pull the air through the fuselage once I cut these air inlets, and it does produce more power. I've been able to successfully get it launched by the wingtip at full throttle, which is a change from where I was, which was mostly failed launches. So I've only had a couple of flights on it so far since I cut these inlet holes in the fuselage for the EDF unit. So I want to conduct a couple more test sessions with this plane, just to see if I can get this successfully launched consistently. And if I can do that, then I think I'll go ahead and patch it up, make it look pretty again, put louvered panels on the sides. And if it performs halfway decent in the air now that it has a little more power, and keep it around as a 3S warm-up EDF jet, practice EDF jet. If it doesn't seem like it's going to do that after a couple of flight sessions, then I think what I'm going to do is just tear it down, take the electronics out of it, find a EDF jet airframe for a 50mm EDF fan, buy a 50mm EDF fan, and use the motor that's on the 64mm EDF fan, and put all the electronics in that 50mm jet, which I think will have, you know, sufficient power with that motor as opposed to a 64mm. So I think it's just this, you know, this plane is just really underpowered. So anyway, I'm going to conduct a couple of additional test flight sessions with this plane before I patch it up, see what it will do, see if it seems like it will make a good practice warm-up EDF jet. And so I'll be posting a couple of flights from each one of those flight sessions. So flight session number 1, test session number 1. I'll see you out of the field.
Okay, wind is picking up. I've got this terrible F-86 Sabre jet to put in the air again. I don't know. Let's see if we can get it in the air. Here we go. Got it in the air. Hey, that's 2 in a row. I think that's a record. I think that's a record for me. Getting it in the air twice in a row. It's getting wobbled around a little bit by the wind. Must be kind of turbulent. I wanted to try another loop with it. I wanted to try, yeah, that didn't work. I wanted to try pulling back on the elevator very slowly and making a wider loop, but it just doesn't have a lot of power, even after putting those air inlet vents in it. It doesn't like tight turns. It kind of wants to really slow down and stall on tight turns. It does sound like the motor is turning faster after putting those air inlets in there. Sounds like a higher pitch than what I remember in the first couple of flights with it. 3 or 4 flights. But it's been nosed in so many times now trying to get it in the air. It's not exactly stable in the air anymore, you know what I'm saying? Dang it, you know, I wish I would have cut these air inlets in there to begin with. They may have been a different story, but I just didn't know it needed that. This was my very first EDF jet, and I had no idea that, you know, it was being kind of starved for air. There just wasn't enough airflow going through there. Who knew? I didn't know. Well, it's still doing rolls good. I'll get on the other side of this lane here. Okay. Let's bring it in again. I guess if nothing else, it's going to give me some practice launching and landing. A little bit of a crosswind going on here. Whee! That was fast. But I don't care. It just, I don't know. What can I tell you? I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with it at all. I can't believe my skids are still on there. That's the one thing about this plane that's rock solid, is my skids that I put on it. But anyway, let's put another battery pack in it and just, you know, fly it around a little bit. And we'll practice our launches and our landings, if nothing else. This will definitely give you some tremendous practice on your launches and your landings, you know, especially on the launches. I'm 2 for 2. Can I beat my own record and get 3 for 3 on this, do you think? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, gentlemen, are we ready to see if I can break my own record and get 3 successful launches in a row with this F-86 Sabre jet? If I can, if I launch this now and it's a successful launch, I'm going to be buying a lottery ticket today. All right, we still got wind in our faces. Let me move over here across this lane so I don't fly into the truck. Yeah, wind's getting stiffer. All right, maybe that's a good thing for launching this. All right, wingtip launch again. Are you ready? All right, we're going for 3 in a row, new record. I am buying a lottery ticket. That's all I got to say. See it dip that wing? I made that sharp turn. It does not like to make tight turns. Well, I guess that was a little further away from the truck now that I've crossed the lane over here. Gas it up into the corner. If you guys watch my previous videos, does that not sound like the motor is turning faster now than it was before I cut the air inlets in it? I think it does. Alright, let's see if we can slow it down a little bit. Not in the corners though. Not in the turns. It does not like to turn tight. Now it looks really twitchy, but that's because of the wind. Could you see it getting rocked right there in that turn? I'm feeling significant amount of wind on the ground now, and usually 20 to 30 feet up it's quite a bit stronger. So it's definitely getting moved around by the wind today. I gotta watch those tight turns. Kind of wants to dip a wing. Yeah, I definitely think it sounds like that motor is turning faster with those air inlets cut into the sides. Okay, let's make another circuit, bring it in into this pretty good crosswind. I'll see if I can slow it down a little bit more this time. Yeah, that was slower. I let off the elevator a little bit too quickly there at the end, but definitely slower on approach. Alright, it looks like I'm buying a lottery ticket. I'm 3 for 3 now on these wingtip launches. It definitely, and my skids are still on there, guys. That's the best part of this airframe, those skids that I put on there. Beautiful looking airframe. It is really beat up badly now, with all the nose ends into the scrub, because everything out here has got thorns on it where it's just as brittle as a piece of wood. So it is not kind to these foam planes when you run into them. So anyway, now that I've gotten 3 successful launches in a row on this F-86 Sabre jet, it definitely helped the power with those cutting those air inlets in there. I'll meet you back at the hangar, but first I'm going to stop at the convenience store and get a lottery ticket, okay? I'll see you back there.